Hey there, this is Dr. Nirmala from the Wellberry. Today's video is a little different because we are not going to be talking about food, what to eat, what not to eat, and the nutrition content of various foods. Instead, what we are going to talk about is how to track what we eat. Why is it important to track what we are eating, especially when we've just changed our food habits or our food style as we call it? It's important that we know we are getting adequate nutrients, both macro and micronutrients. By macronutrients, we mean carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. The micronutrients are the minerals, vitamins, and electrolytes. Now, till about 15 years earlier, we all had what's called a food diary. So we would diligently write on a daily basis what we ate and what we drank. And at the end of the week or fortnight, we would go with that diary to the dietitian or the doctor who was guiding us. And then came the era of Excel sheets. Excel sheets made it so easy to make entries and calculations. However, things have progressed so much today. We have the smartphones, and with it comes the apps. Recording our food intake in the apps is so easy as long as we know how to do it properly. The other good thing about using an app is that it automatically calculates whatever we need to know with regards to our food. For example, how much of calories have we had, how much of carbs, proteins, and fats have we had. It also gives you tracking of the micronutrients, like I said, our minerals and vitamins and electrolytes. Today's apps also have a lot of other features. For example, they have blogs, they have recipes available on them. They also have videos on how to exercise. Some of them can also be synced with your step counter and things like that. So, which app am I going to talk about today? I have chosen to speak about Healthify Me. Now, before I get into the actual navigation of this app, let me tell you that I have absolutely no connection to the company Healthify Me. They are not paying me to do this video. I'm not on any board of theirs or advisory committee. I have no financial gain from Healthify Me. The only reason I'm doing this video is because I have seen for myself how much people struggle to understand the workings of a food tracker app. The reason I chose Healthify Me is because one, it's customized for Indian foods. It's very easy for us to find most of the popular Indian dishes on this app. For example, it'll give you the option of cabbage sabzi as well as cabbage poriyal. You also get option for all our staples, whether rice, rotis, puris. The second good thing about Healthify Me, which I noticed, was that when it comes to measurement of food, apart from the teaspoon, tablespoon, and cup that's found in all the other apps, this one also gives you the option of katoris, half a katori, full katori. Now, who amongst us in an Indian home doesn't know what a katori is? Like I said, this is the reason why I decided to demonstrate the Healthify Me app. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm not looking at any of the paid versions of the app. I'm looking at the free version only. Now, let's get into the actual working of the app. So the first thing I'm going to do is install the Healthify Me app from the Play Store, and then you can find it on your phone screen. When you open it, it will ask you for what kind of plan you're looking for. I have opted for calorie counting because the other plans seem to be something that you need to pay for. Now it asks you for your phone number, which you need to enter, and then you click on the agree and sign up. Now you get the verification code SMS and you need to enter this. Next, the app asks you for personal details like your name, and so I'm going to enter my name here. Press next and then it asks you which city you belong to. There, select that, and also the language. I've chosen English. Of course, you can choose whichever language you want. Then it asks for your gender, your age. I'm going to put a random number here. And then it's going to ask you about your activity level. Are you hardly active? That means a very sedentary job, lightly active, or very active. For the sake of this presentation, I say lightly active. And then it asks you for your height. And I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this and say that I'm 5 feet 6 inches. Well, at least for the sake of this video, I can be tall, right? It also gives you the option of centimeters. It then asks for my weight, and once again, I'm just going to add a random number here. Let's say 85 kilos. And then it asks me for my target weight. The app itself computes it to be 58 kgs based on my height. Now, suppose 58 is not the ideal weight according to you. You feel more comfortable if you were at around 62 or 65 kilos. Then that's what you can do. You can scroll upwards and then choose the weight that you want to be at. Next, it asks about whether I have any medical conditions. Now, for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to choose diabetes, cholesterol, and hypertension. The good thing I noticed is that it looks at your sleep, also whether there's any psychological or emotional issues like stress, anxiety. Now, the app asks whether I need help with any of the medical conditions, and I'm going to say no. It's then setting up all my goals, and let's see what it says now. So according to the app, I'm using it as a calorie tracker. I need to lose 23 kilos and I also need to bring my diabetes under control. Now that we've entered all our personal details, let's look at how to log the foods. Now it's time to start entering the food that we plan to eat. You click on the plus sign on the side and then the drop down opens for the meal that you want to enter: breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I'm going to start with breakfast. Healthify Me gives you a lot of options, especially for Indian breakfast and all other Indian foods. But here I'm going to add something that I want to have. Let's say omelette. So I'm going to choose eggs. The number of eggs that I'm going to add is 2. You can either add it in eggs per omelette or grams. Obviously, I'll choose eggs per omelette. I'm going to try and view the recipe that they have used for omelette. Let's see what it says. I think in order to get the recipe, you need to go for the paid version. So it's really not showing me what all's added in the omelette that it's computed. So I think I need to add all the ingredients separately for this omelette. So I'm going to add onion, tomato, oil. So let's go ahead and do that. With each item that you choose, you need to go to the bottom and click on the add button. Apart from the omelette, I'm also going to have tea with milk and sugar and also bread for my breakfast. So let's go ahead and add everything and see what we need to do next. Once we've added everything, then we need to go to the bottom of the page and click on track for breakfast. Now the app shows you everything that I've chosen for breakfast: almond bread, tomato, oil, omelette, tea with milk and sugar. Now similarly, I'm going to add everything that I've had for lunch. Let's say I had rice, tur dal, chicken masala. My only doubt is whether all the ingredients that I've used and whatever has been computed on the app are the same. Now, in order to enter the items that you had for lunch, you need to click on the plus sign next to lunch, and then it will give you the drop down option of all the items that you can choose. Look at the drop down options and then click on whatever you're going to have for lunch, like rice, tur dal, mixed vegetables. Suppose the food that you want to enter is not in the drop down options, then use the search bar, type out what you want to list, and then look and see whether it is in the options that are available. Then you click on it using the plus sign and say add. Once you've listed everything that you've eaten for lunch, then go to the bottom of the page and click on track for lunch. And voila, there it's logged in everything that you have added for your lunch. Now once you finish tracking all your meals, you can go to the bottom of the screen and click on Insights. It will take you to the summary page where it shows you what you've eaten, how much of proteins, carbs, and fats. And then you can see the share sign over there. You can click on that and share it with anybody that you need to. If you scroll further down on that page, you will also see the insights the app is giving you about the quality of the foods that you've chosen. Now let's say that I've added some items by mistake to my breakfast. Now if we scroll upwards, we'll see whatever I've listed for breakfast. I've put in there both almond bread and bread. Let's say I want to remove bread. What do? I go to the 3 dots by the side of bread and then I click on that, it will show me options edit, delete, move to, or copy to. I go there and I click on delete. When I click on delete, that entry of bread will be deleted, like so. You can also use the options move to or copy to, so you can copy the bread and put it in for lunch or dinner if you choose to do that. The other thing that you can do is, suppose you're used to certain items in your meal and you kind of use it very frequently. In that case, you can save the items that you have for that meal as a complete meal plan. So let me show you how it's done. Suppose I want to have a cabbage and chicken mince casserole for dinner. What's the first thing I need to do? I need to go and search whether there is any offering from the app itself for cabbage and chicken mince dishes. Now, as you can see, there isn't any specific chicken mince and cabbage dish. So I need to enter all the items that I'm going to use and track it for dinner. I need to choose each ingredient that I'm going to use separately. For example, cabbage, how much of cabbage, chicken mince, how much of that, the masalas, onions, tomatoes, etc. Like we did for the other meals, we have to choose each item separately, add it to the dinner menu, and then finally click on track for dinner. I'm going to choose all the ingredients that I've used, click on add with each ingredient, and then finally click on track for dinner. As you can see, it's showing everything that I have added for this meal. The next thing that I need to do to save this as a meal plan is to go to that portion of the app which says save as meal and click on it. Then this automatically gets saved and you can choose this as a meal anytime that you want to. So the next time you want to have a chicken mince and cabbage casserole, you don't need to add the ingredients from scratch. It's already saved for you. The next time you want to add this dish to your meal, all that you need to do is go to the search bar and type out cabbage and chicken mince and it will show up in the options. You need to click on add and then track it for the meal that you're having it for. If you click on my meals, you will see that it's listed there as well. You can click on the plus sign and then choose it for your meal. You can also edit the recipe or delete some of the ingredients that you don't want in there. If you edit or delete, then you need to click on save changes and the meal plan will be changed for you. Now what I'm thinking is, since the app already has provision for us to create meals, why they didn't go a step further and allow us to also create recipes? Anyway, most of the ingredients that we use are already on the list. All that we need to do is then combine them into a recipe, and with each recipe state how many servings we get out of it. That would have made the app a lot more complete. The other features available on the app are that you can track your water intake, you can track your steps, it also keeps a track of your weight, and also the number of hours of sleep that you're having. As you can see here, according to the app, it's calculated that I need to have 1200 calories every day. The other major problem that I saw with the app is that it actually works on a calorie deficit diet. And when we talk about calories required for weight loss, it's very important that we do not eat under our basal metabolic rate or our BMR. Basal metabolic rate is the amount of energy that we require for our basic bodily functions, the beating of our heart, the digestion of our food, and even for blinking our eyes. We need energy for that. And consistently eating below our basal metabolic rate is never advised because it's going to make us slow down further. This again is why I advise people who need to change their food style that it's important to first work with a coach, with a nutrition coach, who can guide them properly, so that in the name of losing weight, they do not actually become malnourished. So, in my opinion, if you don't have the resources to educate yourself before getting into food style changes, then make sure that you do it under proper guidance. Healthify Me also has a voice interaction system and it's called Riya. You just need to click on this button here and it takes you to the voice interaction page. And there seem to be a lot of options here which you can get inputs on. So let's see how it works. You can activate the mic and ask a question. Hi Riya, can you analyze my meal for today?
Hey, this seems a little difficult for me to answer. But here is what I can help you with, at the very least, smiling face with open mouth and cold sweat.
Let's ask Riya another question. Riya, can you tell me how to have better sleep?
Meanwhile, you could click one of the options below to continue talking to me.
Riya, how can I reduce my carbs?
I'm not much of a reader, eyes, but do try and see if you can find your solution in these articles.
Okay, so the voice interacting system doesn't seem to be working all that well. If you click on the workout button over there, it will also give you options of the kind of exercises that you can do.
Your first workout, spot jogging, begins in 15 seconds. On your mark, get set, go. Your next workout is butt kickers, sets of one.
As you scroll down further, you will also see success stories, which I like to read because they're so motivational. In addition, you'll see blogs written by nutritionists about foods. Periodically, there are also recipes that feature on the free version. When it comes to making entries, you can make entries only for today. You can view what you have eaten the previous day, but when it comes to making entries for the next day, it is not possible. So, with this free version of the app, you're not able to plan your meals or calories in advance. So, on the one hand, Healthify Me is a great app because it is customized for Indian cuisine. And once we understand how to use it, it's quite handy. The areas where they need to improve, of course, are that it needs to stop working on a calorie deficit model. Secondly, even in the free version, the app has to have a provision for us to be able to enter recipes and the number of servings per recipe. And finally, the app should have provision for us to be able to track our foods for the next day or any future date as well. So I hope that through this video, I've been able to demonstrate how to track your food on Healthify Me. And I do hope that it makes tracking your foods a lot more easier for you. If you find this video helpful, then do share it with others and also hit that like button. And now, this is me, Nirmala, signing out. And remember, wellness begins with your plate.